Okay, guys, all the best. Yeah. The 9th frame, Judd Trump.
Good evening, everyone. So here we are again, friends reunited for a 3rd year running. The Northern Ireland Open final is between Judd Trump and Ronnie O'Sullivan. Trump has won each of the last two, 9-7. Just reading some of the comments online after the first session, a lot of people sort of talking as if Trump's running away with this. I'm not sure that's absolutely true. O'Sullivan finished in style with that century. I think the key stat for him, his long potting is 83%. If he can start converting getting in to make him breaks, then he's clearly going to be dangerous. His highest break first 7 frames was 43, but he responded with a century after Trump made one in frame 7. Just as it was getting good, they had to stop, of course, as the session ended. But this is where, of course, it all really matters, Joe, the last session.
Yeah, and this is where all the excitement is, isn't it? You can almost feel the excitement out there. Both players wanting to win so badly. Don't see 2 more attacking players in the game. Although, to say that, they can both play excellent safety.
Well, safety for both in the 90s in terms of the stats, not in percentage terms.
Yeah, 93% each of them, and that's excellent, isn't it? Surprised there wasn't more longer frames than there were with that kind of safety battle. But they're such good long potters as well, and with Ronnie O'Sullivan, you know, his long pot success is 10 out of 12. You would have expected him to have had bigger breaks.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the key tonight. If he can start converting, getting into making breaks, and obviously he can come back and win this.
Yeah.
I do think as well, and we saw it at the end of the afternoon, if one ups their game, the other I think will follow. We saw that with Trump making a century, then O'Sullivan making one.
Yeah, it's amazing how many times that happens. As soon as one player starts playing well, but they're not. The opposite is also true, isn't it? Sometimes when one's playing bad, it kind of transfers to the other one. But I don't think with these two that's going to happen.
Well, the bottom line is they're both proven winners, so just settle back and enjoy however many frames we have for you. Of course, a maximum of 9. Trump needing 4, O'Sullivan 6 to collect the £70,000 first prize and the Alex Higgins trophy. Coming in today, it was hard to split them. The head-to-head was 11 each. Trump, though, ahead in terms of finals, 6-3. 2 of those, of course, in this very tournament.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Yeah, I wish you could play that at billiards. That's an excellent shot. But it's better than wobbling and being down this end of the table, the cue ball. Tough shot and he's attempting. He's just had a look to see what, if anything, he's going to be leaving if he takes this long straight red on. He's been looking at something on the tip of his cue all week. This is a test of cueing. Won't be happy with that. Made the shot just that little bit harder by playing it with a bit of screw.
1.
Just got to be careful here with that red nearest the right corner. He'll be able to cover the one in the baulk area. The brown will take care of that. Just looking to see where he wants to place that cue ball. Does the black go? It does. My word, what a brave shot to take on. That would have brought the house down. Great shot. He looked at the safety, didn't realise the black went, otherwise I would have probably said he's going to have a go at the black. But it was such a tough shot. Deserved to be on something. That's a thin cut, this to the left corner. That looks to be the only thing he's got. Thought he may have been able to pop the red just above the black into the green pocket. And apparently not.
Well, this is a nasty one so early in the evening.
Chat to himself. Doesn't like it. He's such an attacking player, Judd Trump, but he gives everything full consideration. He just doesn't go something willy-nilly and, you know, I've got to go for this, so I'll go for it. All kinds of things are going through his head. That gap between the reds, if he attempts this red. You know, what's he going to leave if he misses the red? What colour can he get on? Because it's awkward to get onto a colour from there.
Well, it's over 2 minutes. And this shot, he's changed his mind. Put the long stuff away.
He keeps looking at something there. Is it the black into that right corner? Oh, it looks like this does go to the green pocket. In it goes. He played the cue ball into a place where he didn't leave anything easy for O'Sullivan, but he was still going to be on the blue. So again, he gave that quite a lot of thought. Covered that red over the corner with the black.
Well, as ever, these long matches are broken down into sessions and mini sessions. There's a 4-frame mini session here. Trump could win it 3-1, then he's only one from victory. You feel O'Sullivan can't lose it to stand a realistic chance. So these early frames, very, very important this evening.
$90. $20.
Trump looking for world ranking title number 19. When he came to this tournament in Belfast 2 years ago, he'd won 8. Of course, he won that one, so what a run he's been on. Just 2 years, it would be his 11th ranking title in that spell. Including, of course, the World Championship. He also won the Masters, and he's world number 1.
Quite something in a couple of years. Amazing confidence that he got from winning this tournament.
26.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, Joe, was also beating O'Sullivan. He didn't just win a ranking event, he beat the game's #1 attraction, best player, many would certainly argue. And he took the confidence from that, of course, beat him in the Masters final, beat him in this last year, and he's looking to beat him for a 3rd year running.
There isn't many people that enjoys playing O'Sullivan, but I think he
34.
does. Had a chance, O'Sullivan.
'41. 42.
So, one more easy red, possibly two.
'49.
Switch of hands.
50.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that, David, because it's so easy to miss, isn't it? You know, he plays with his right hand just, well, not as good as his left, not like Ronnie O'Sullivan, but he plays very well with it. And always worth mentioning. So this is the last of the easy
57.
reds. Look at the side he had on that cue ball to drop perfectly onto the black. What a wonderful shot that was.
Well, really, he's looking to develop a red. If he can
58.
pop the black, red and black, then O'Sullivan needs a snooker. Little cannon.
Yep, and that will do. I think the red passes the other red.
65.
61 points, the difference.
66.
This is what you call punishment. And it started off with a good red, but then a wonderful black.
Yeah, it was a high pressure black, wasn't it? Because most likely leaving the lot on had he missed it, but he didn't miss it. He's so confident now for the reasons we've explained, all those titles.
74.
And he's eyeing another one here. This is the perfect start, really, for the world #1. Making a sizable break in the opening frame of the night.
'81. '82.
The century he made in frame 7, the 128, was his 29th of the season. That's one more than Neil Robertson. And for his career, 747. Flying high.
89.
Work to do to make another one here, but you wouldn't put it past him. Not to be, but a great start for Trump.
89.
89. O'Sullivan, as he has been, he's going to play on, but clearly the frame has gone.
Yeah, I don't blame him for playing on.
1.
He's cold. A few shots. Try and get the feel of the table again. Good shot.
8. 9.
A little bit of practice, as he calls it. And why not?
16.
Well, he's been very careful to tell everybody he's not been practicing at the venue. He's been getting his practice in the matches themselves. He knows there's a big 3 frames coming up before the interval. He's surely got to win at least 2 of them. Otherwise, there might not be an interval.
24. 26.
Played Judd Trump in the Tour Championship semi-finals 2019. Trailed 6-2. Came back to win 10-9 on the black. We know he's capable,
29.
of course he is. But he's going to have to start very soon in the next frame. Because Trump, he's so used to winning, you know, you can see him pulling away if he gets the chances.
33. 38. 44.
So Sullivan making the clearance, but it was Trump who did the damage. At 89, 51 from the rocket. But it's Trump's frame, and Trump now has his 3-frame lead restored. He led 4-1, he led 5-2, he wins the first of the evening, so he now leads 6-3. Welcome back to the final of Snooker's Northern Ireland Open. Judd Trump's won the first of the evening. Made 89 eventually. That was a key shot. Originally he was going to take on a red with the extended rest, changed his mind.
58.
And once he got in amongst them, he looked very solid indeed. Exactly how he was looking to start the evening, to extend his lead to 6-3. First to 9, remember, wins the Alex Higgins Trophy this evening.
Thank you, Ronnie. Rank 10. Ronnie O'Sullivan to black.
You might hear, a couple of people have asked me why they can hear balls being knocked in the background. People are practicing for the UK Championship, which starts here in the morning. So that event will start 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And of course we'll have coverage throughout the day on Eurosport. We start in the afternoon on the main channel. But for now, we still have a final to be played.
Yes, and O'Sullivan breaking off there, leaving a red to this right corner. And in it goes. Cue ball just about holding up. When Trump broke off in the last frame, he left the same red to the left corner, but he managed to cover it with the yellow. And what a difference it can make.
Well, it bears out what Alan McManus was saying about, you know, if you leave the cue ball anywhere like that with a long red on, Trump will probably knock it in.
Even if you get a good cue ball.
5.
But so will O'Sullivan, but that's the difference. The break-off makes such a big difference nowadays. It used to be an advantage to break off, but now I'm not so sure.
Well, Trump knows all about that because, of course, at the English Open, he went to a decider with Neil Robertson in the final, and Neil broke off. That was his only shot. Trump made a century to win it. In fact, the same had happened to him in reverse the previous frame. He broke off. Robertson made a century. That's the level we're playing at.
This is what I'm saying about the break-off. It used to be an advantage. Now I think I'd be scared to death breaking off in a decider.
20. 21.
Still got another 3 reds that he can take, but normally doesn't leave it to the last red. Trump, if he gets a chance to go into them, as does O'Sullivan, of course, if he gets a chance to go into them, he normally opens them up. And all these things going through his mind now. Do I leave an angle on the black? Do I play for the loose reds?
29.
And the answer is he's left an angle on the black and pink. Very good at this shot normally, because he has to play it at pace. Look at that. Now, is he on this red to the right corner? Or does the pink come to stop him? Gonna get it closer, Judd. It's gonna come closer. Can he see it?
Big call this for the referee, Marcel Eckhart. So big he's taken a glove off. Got to be in line and it's got to go as close to its spot as it can without touching that cue ball.
35.
Yep, mustn't touch. Now, can he see it? He doesn't seem too unhappy. Well, what a big difference that could have made to this frame. Not sure if he can pop this one to the middle either.
36.
But he could.
Well, he's done well there because there'd be some players who would have stood
36.
there giving it the woes me act, but Trump knocked in a good red to the middle.
Didn't play that one well.
43.
Good cut on the red and getting that cue ball out of baulk, but that's not a good spot. That's going to be very difficult to get to the next red. The only way I think would be to pop the green and bring the cue ball over by the middle pocket. Unless he can get the cannon to the reds from there. Well, if the red goes to the middle,
49.
didn't think that went, but if it does, chance to keep the break going. Wonderful. And a nice angle on the blue. Now, he could decide to go into them here. Now, he's looking at trying to miss the pink on the right. Would be a good shot to play, but Searle would full in the face. He hit the pink.
55.
Nice break, 55, but doesn't win frames.
Judd Trump,
Not
55.
at this level.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan, who broke off, of course, does come back to the table.
Just had a look to see how these reds were going to split. Didn't want it to be like that. An easy starter for Trump, left-handed player.
Just called it all too thick. Golden chance really to make it 7-3. That will be the first time he's led by 4 in this final.
Again, just held up for the yellow or the brown. 2 reds required.
6.
Yep, O'Sullivan's had 2 shots in this frame. This is the ball then that, barring snookers, is going to take Judd Trump within 2 frames of completing a hat-trick of Northern Ireland Open title victories.
12.
I was saying last night that I think the interesting thing about the final, apart from the brilliant players involved, is the question, you know, who is snooker's top dog? Is it the world number 1? Is it the world
17.
champion? In terms of all-time career, of course, O'Sullivan is miles in front. But right now, at this point, Trump is the one who's been consistent.
18.
O'Sullivan, of course, has won the biggest title of them all. That was the dynamic coming in. Ronnie O'Sullivan's world champion again. It was Judd Trump the year before, of course. But Trump has made a great start to the night.
25. 18. 26.
So, I mean, they're all big frames, but the next one really is, isn't it? Because if it goes 8-3, it's going to take something special as Trump tries the thinnest of cuts.
Just from 26.
O'Sullivan again coming back, but he's 81-0 down. The frame's gone.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan 7. Free ball. One.
He's perfectly entitled to play on a course. I think it's his thing in this tournament. We've seen it really from early on. But the key thing for him is to start knocking them in when it matters, when it's live play. He clears up here, doesn't mean anything, it's still Trump's frame.
Five. Ronnie O'Sullivan 5.
Well, probably the reason why he's playing on, and I don't know because I haven't asked him, is because he hasn't practiced much. So he's just using it just to hit a few balls and using it as practice. And hopefully if he does get a chance in one of the next frames, he scores heavy.
One thing's for sure, it's made no difference whatsoever to Trump. Not bothering him at all. And leaving the red-ons in his interest, really. Get on with the frame, get on with the next frame.
One. Five. Seven.
Look at that for a shot, left-handed. Deep screw. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball. Just slightly overhit it.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
Well, any contact, he's surely going to knock it in.
He's thinking of playing a shot here.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7. And a free ball. Free. Seven.
Bottom line is Judd Trump's made breaks of 89, 55, and then from O'Sullivan's misjudged safety did enough to put this frame beyond doubt. So Ronnie O'Sullivan's in trouble in this final.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25. Friend Judd Trump.
He's got to try and get in when it matters and do a bit of damage, because Judd Trump is looking very confident, 2 away from the title, leading 7-3. Playing for the Alex Higgins Trophy, and Judd Trump the favourite to retain it. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 7-3, and yeah, he of course got in first shot with the long red. It was pretty awkward early on with that business with the pink. Made 55. Of course, O'Sullivan later misjudged a safety to give Trump the opening he needed to make the frame safe before O'Sullivan decided to play on.
Judd Trump to break.
These two players are in a lineage that began with Alex Higgins, the great entertainers. Of course, Jimmy White was next, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Judd Trump as well. Players that we love watching. A lot of people out there, including possibly even some Trump fans, would like to see some sort of O'Sullivan comeback, but will it happen?
Well, this is what I was talking about on the last break-off. Look, he's left that red on to the left corner, Trump, but the cue ball has just travelled a little far, so you can't pot it. Didn't want to hit that red, but he's okay. He was playing to go into the back of the pack there. Yeah, when you're breaking off, you know, you want to get the cue ball somewhere round about there, and that covers the red. But if it bounces off the cushion like it just did, then it could cost you the frame. Good speed on the cue ball. So important to get that cue ball close to the cushion. As Alan McManus was saying, you know, you leave it off the cushion, and even when it's close to the cushion, sometimes it costs you, but certainly a lot easier if it's not touching that cushion or close to it. Well, the pink could help him here. So somewhere down by the green or by the brown. I'll chose to go over the left side of the table. Nothing wrong with that, now that he's covered that red. But he could have left a red on there for trump and that red not covered it. Oh, found the gap beautifully there. And that's where the pink is stopping the safety, coming down the right side of the table. That's where I thought Ronnie O'Sullivan would have played it last time. He needs that red to keep running. Again, he played a good cue ball and a little unfortunate to have brought that red right back down the table. Well, that's what's called a power shot, and that is what's called running.
Absolutely, and that's the other unknown factor, isn't it? We can talk about the strengths of the players all day long. If you get lucky like that, it can make a big difference.
Massive.
Could easily have left that to the middle.
Yep, absolutely massive. It could go anywhere. It stayed up this end of the table, got all those kisses and landed safe. Not just safe though, trouble. The jaws of the green pocket looks to be a good area to place the cue ball. And the pink again comes to help trump with the return safety. Trouble again.
3 hours for the final. Yeah, it's all very well saying, you know, Sullivan's got to get in, but you know, he needs to see a ball first. So he's going to have to possibly rely on trump to slip up. Or, as we saw a moment ago, just get lucky.
Well, this is all from that shot, actually, David. When he had to go at that red, got away with it. He left O'Sullivan with a negative safety shot, the only shot he could play, really. And that left him in trouble again. So it all stems from that little bit of luck, which everybody gets, and O'Sullivan accepts that more as much as anybody.
Well, there was a frame earlier where he had two massive flukes, particularly the green, frame 3, and all round the table into the middle. O'Sullivan, that is.
Well, the amount of right-hand side he had on the cue ball there to try and turn the cue ball around the pink. What a great shot that was. And now it's Trump who's got something to think about. Pot, and again he's been a little fortunate, a little harder, and O'Sullivan's got a red to the middle.
Ticker tape still coming down. That's from the Champion of Champions. That was 2 weeks ago.
He could play the cue ball to somewhere around about there, cover the red with the brown. Wouldn't leave anything on, but I'm not sure if he can hit it thick enough. It's an option. No, he's hit it too hard.
There's a lot of sighing, isn't there? And certainly not resignation, but this is a bit of a nightmare start to the evening. He was the player trailing. He was the player needing to make the good start.
Yep, he knew what was coming. Oh, but he's just moved the pink. Should have been tight in behind the brown there, and that's a let off. Good safety. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball to get it over to that side of the table. Oh, great shot. I called good safety last time round, but I forgot it was Trump that was playing. I'm not sure if he got a kick there, because the cue ball should have been at least another couple of foot down the table. Red is still cuttable to the middle, but not sure where the cue ball's going.
Four.
Oh, but again, what a gap he found there. What a wonderful shot that was. Just looking now to see where the pink will spot, but look at the gap he's found between everything.
Four.
Any flick there at all, and he's on nothing. Great shot. Oh, he'd love the pink to go onto the black spot, but he's not sure. And it makes a difference, because if it goes onto the black spot, he can play for the red into the middle. It goes on its own spot, and he leaves the cue ball where the pink is and plays the red to the left corner. But he can't play that shot if the pink spots. Well, made sure of being on something. Now let's see where it goes.
There's the answer.
He would have liked it to have gone onto the black spot. Would have been so much easier. Yeah, decision. Does he play for the black or the blue?
11.
Pink will go to that right middle. If he can pop this red and get a cannon to the next red below it.
$17.
Well, he probably won really good black, didn't he, in the first frame of the evening.
And another there. That's a beauty. That could have cost him the frame as well had he missed it.
Yeah, I guess what's changed though is now he's got a, a good buffer, hasn't he? 4 frames. He's feeling confident. He's playing well this evening. He's seeing O'Sullivan struggle. So Judd Trump definitely beginning to sense blood in this final.
25.
O'Sullivan watching on again, and if he knows if this frame goes away from him, then it's looking very, very unlikely he's going to win this tournament.
Yeah, caught the wrong red, but it could
32.
work in his favour. Now he can develop those 2 reds closest together. And that would leave him with enough loose reds to win the frame at this visit. Oh, that didn't go according to plan. Attempted to catch the red thick. Another good pot, but I think he's complaining about a kick which threw the cue ball wide. Pushed him out of position.
40.
Well, not quite as bad as the one he had the other day, where the black just basically turned a corner almost. Having everything cleaned. He's had to work hard already for these 40 points. He knows, though, the key here is don't leave any kind of easy chance for O'Sullivan, because he hasn't really had any yet tonight. If he gets one, this final can turn round.
No, I can't recommend that for a plant.
Well, the reds are miles apart.
He addressed it though, didn't he?
So I'm saying don't leave O'Sullivan an easy starter.
Judd 40.
Not the best safety ever.
No, I'm surprised he played that. He could have run off one of the other reds or thinner, but he's pushed it on. Good shot. Excellent.
1.
Loose safety that from Trump. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to bring it down that side of the table.
Well, I did say at the start, if he can translate the good long potting into breaks, then you can get back into the match. That still applies. He's knocked it in. Okay, it's not straightforward, but there's never been anyone better at winning a frame when the balls are awkward. There's the overall pot success. He's still in the 80s.
$11. $12. $19. $20.
So just this last loose red by the pink.
$27. $28.
Well, this isn't the best side to be going into the reds from, but at least he can get to them. Plenty of whiz on the cue ball there.
33.
And again, great attempt. And the ball's just not running for him at the
Ronnie
moment.
Sullivan, 33.
Yeah, you can just hear from his reactions, just a little frustrated. That shot could have opened everything up, the previous one, but as it is, he sits down still trailing.
One.
Yeah, it was well worth a go, because look where the cue ball is. Coming back down the table, not leaving anything, and he's a little unlucky not to be on the black. Very attacking shot, as was O'Sullivan's attempted double. Very controlled attacking shot for both players. Very risky to take the pink on.
Well,
Just a safety.
Judd. 1.
Well, a vital stage of this final now. 7-3 to Trump. 8 points in it. Feels like a must-win frame for O'Sullivan, and if he were to win it, you know, he goes into the next with a chance to get to within 2, going to the interval. It changes it all around. It's all ifs and buts at the moment. This is what he's looking at.
Well, you can see what a great safety he's played there, Trump. He's got the snooker. Yeah, playing the swerve, but if he catches it too much... Oh, how close was that? On another day, that goes in. Touch of brilliance. Didn't want to turn it too much. Yeah, ooh.
Marcel in the background, the referee. I noticed from the order of play for the UK Championship, he's refereeing tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock out on table 5, Ian Burns versus David Grace. So that'll keep him honest. No time off at all.
Great safety. Well, we know how good both these players are at break building, positional play, but the thought that's going into the safety from both players here, it's really worth watching this and seeing how their brain works. Where he played the cue ball too. No, he wasn't on the black, no, but he could have played a great snooker. Well, what a good kiss that was. Although Sullivan can pop the red off the cushion. I think that's what he's going to have to try and attempt. Yeah, good shot.
One.
Needs a good bounce to be able to get to the next red. And he can get to both of them from there.
Seven.
Well, he's dug in, particularly when things are going against him. Now he has the chance to win the frame and reduce the gap to 3 again.
Just about the right side of the pink to get to the red.
$14. $15.
Yellow, green and brown would be enough. He's under-hit it.
21.
Going to have to come in and out of balk now. Annoyed with himself.
23.
Should still get to the green from there, but just that little bit more difficult, but nicely on it.
26.
Well, he's having to really scrap here. He's fighting so hard to stay in the match. This brown, he just checks the scoreboard, should make it 7-4.
30.
Next frame is a huge one.
35.
Just a feeling, I think he's sort of clinging on at the moment, O'Sullivan, but if he can win the next, he's right back in it again.
$41.
So 26-minute frame. Longest of the match so far, and it's gone to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
To his great relief, I'm sure. He's hanging on in there in the final. Trump now leads 7-4.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. We've got one more frame before the interval of this Northern Ireland Open final. It's 7-4 to Judd Trump. It was 7-3. O'Sullivan won. Rather lengthy frame. This was the key moment, I guess, potting the red cushion first and then making the little clearance. Snooker doesn't stop right now, which is great news considering what's been going on in the world. Of course, tomorrow we start our coverage of the UK Championship. For the first time, you can watch the first round on Eurosport. We start tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock UK time. Mark Selby against Michael White. Great match to begin with. So, a huge frame, clearly. If O'Sullivan can win it, we're back to where we started the evening. We're just 2 in it. If Trump can win it, he's 1 away from the trophy. This time a red has crept up the table. There's also a long red there. So, again, not maybe the most successful break-off shot.
No, he left a chance the last time he broke off.
Well, the rest was just sticking out. The referee's not allowed to touch it.
No, neither is Trump. He's missed one. And he's left one. As David said, this is a massive frame. Who goes to the interval? Feeling good. Who goes feeling under pressure? Doesn't want the kiss. Well, much tougher the brown. I'm sure he can take it on. The red next to the black is an option he can play for. That way he doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. Oh, taking it to the corner. Cued it well. Very well.
Fine.
It's another brave shot though from O'Sullivan. It was much easier to take it to the middle.
I just think he's that sort of player, isn't he? He's the sort of player, like Stephen Hendry was. If he is going to go down, he's going to go down swinging. Still going for his shots.
Well, you've got to be brave to play the game like they do. And to win as much as what they've won. You mentioned Stephen Hendry. And yeah, quite agree, you know. Brave players, taking on difficult shots. Not thinking about what would happen if he missed them. Another good shot from O'Sullivan.
11.
Now, normally tries to leave the cue ball low on this next red, so he can open more reds up. I think it was him who developed the shot. Yeah, people had played the shot before, but he actually plays to leave himself like this. And there you see, the reds are open, he's on the black. And now everybody plays that shot.
27.
O'Sullivan appearing in his 54th ranking final. Hendry 57 with the record. Of course, in terms of titles, O'Sullivan passed Hendry with 37 when he won at the Crucible in August.
Yeah, just going to stick up for Hendry a little bit here. He didn't have the amount of tournaments that the boys have got nowadays.
33.
I'm sure he would have won a lot more.
Oh, definitely. If he'd have had this many, he'd have won 50, 60 ranking events. No question. And he's supposed to be coming back, of course. That was the plan. He got a tour card, wild card, so hopefully we'll see him at some point.
Into the reds again. Yeah, maybe at the UK Championship. Has he entered? Do you know, David?
He's not in that.
A shame.
Anyway, this multi-world champion potentially with an important visit here, and if he can win the frame with a big break, it just plants the seed in Trump's mind as they go to the interval. This is not done yet.
Exactly, and it comes from a Trump long red miss. You know, he had the chance, Trump, but maybe that last frame just affected him a little. Good pot.
42.
Played it the hard way, running down off 2 cushions.
$49. 50.
Reds will go to the right corner, but he's going to have to be fairly accurate to get onto those reds. Lots of side on the cue ball.
7.
And he's on it.
$58.
Well, he didn't know where the cue ball was going. He was hoping it was going to be on a baulk colour,
58.
which he is, but he still needs another red. That will do nicely.
Terrific break this. Not quite there yet. It will need a colour off the red.
Yeah, it's just working it out, but you're right, it does.
$63.
Taking the bulk colour, of course, he needs another red. And the yellow's not there.
Oh dear.
Sullivan, 63.
Wow, what a big moment. This could be 63 in it, but the 67 still on.
Yeah, the shot previously, he hit it so hard, that red in the middle, he probably thought that he was hitting the red on the side cushion. Missed the red and the cue ball just flew around the table.
1.
Can afford to take pink. Does need to get onto the black though as soon as possible. That's what he's planning here. Well, he took the risk at bringing that red off the cushion while he had the angle.
7.
And why not? He's finished nicely on the red to the left corner to hold for the black. Well, this is a key shot. He'd like to stun this in, but that makes the pot so much more difficult. made sure of the black to leave a
15.
more difficult red, but now he's got a great chance.
16.
Again, very,
20.
very good positional shot. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball.
24.
Can afford to take a blue.
31.
That's the angle to come round in and out of balk for the blue. If he's a little hard, he's on the pink. Yeah, just the wrong side of the blue. And a couple of inches pace. The yellow not too bad for a left-handed player, but he'd like to be close to it and right behind it. Wait for this. Of all the places to land.
37.
Amazing. Plumbing behind the blue. Well, he's got to hit the yellow first things first. Leaves it on, it's 7-5.
He misses it, he needs a snooker.
Judd, 37.
I'll be happy with that.
So, what a moment in the final. Ronnie O'Sullivan was looking good to win the frame in one visit, missed the yellow, and we're now down to the yellow, which looks like the key ball here. Trump needs the lot. For 8-4, O'Sullivan, if he pots the yellow, Trump needs a snooker.
Well, you could say that this is a half chance. You have to play it with left-hand side on the cue wall to avoid the middle pocket bump and to get onto the green. Wasn't far away. So, chance for O'Sullivan.
He's potted 13 out of 16 long balls in this final.
Oh, how close was that? But maybe he's had a bit of running at last. Anxious looks.
Well, for all the centuries we see and big breaks, you can't beat frames like this, can you? Particularly when they're so important in the wider context of the match. This is a huge one with the interval coming up.
Didn't get into it enough.
In that Tour Championship semi-final that I mentioned, when O'Sullivan came back from 6-2 down, he potted a fantastic yellow in the decider and cleared up to win on the black. This frame, he just needs the yellow.
Oh, great shot. Great shot. So it looks like without Snookers, it's going to be as you were.
Just one needed, but a fantastic yellow, as you say.
Might need longer stuff than this. He's playing the safety. Thought he was going to attempt the cut.
Leads by 28 points with 25 on, so Trump needs one snooker. Successful snooker, obviously. (7-3). There only looked like one winner, but it was the same in the semis of the World Championship against Selby. He was behind in that third session and looked like Selby was going to complete victory pretty comfortably. And O'Sullivan dug in. That's what he did all through the World Championship. He dug in when things were going wrong. He's done the same here. Resolve has been very, very strong. And the green is in, and surely the frame is his. So it's going to be back to 2 in it. And this final is still anyone's.
Yeah, there's no doubt who's going to be feeling the better of the two going to the interval.
Seven.
We've seen so many finals down the years that looked like they were sort of petering out. Suddenly things changed.
7-3. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan is not beaten yet. At one stage it looked like there wouldn't be an interval. Judd Trump won the first 2 of the evening to lead 7-3, but O'Sullivan has dug deep, so Trump is still 2 away from retaining the title. He leads at the interval 7-5.
The 13th frame to Trump the break.
So no more intervals. This is now the fight to the finish. There is the Alex Higgins trophy they're playing for. It's been on Judd Trump's mantelpiece the last 2 years. Can he complete a hat-trick? He's still in front. It was 7-3. It's now 7-5. Big, big frames still to come. If O'Sullivan were to win this one, it'd be the first time there'd only been 1 frame in it since Trump led 2-1. But of course, if Trump wins it, then he's just 1 from victory. Fascinating battle. It's not all been big breaks, but these two are fighting so hard. First time that the same ranking event has had the same two players in it 3 years running since two other greats, Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White, contested the World Championship final 1992 to 94. And Hendry was the last player to win the same ranking event 3 years running, the UK Championship 94 to 96. That's what Trump is aiming to do here this evening.
Excellent safety shot. Just the right amount of left-hand side on the cue ball to find that line. And the good thing about finding the line is that even if you're a little bit too hard, it's going up behind the green. It shouldn't be a problem. Coming off that right side cushion, landing up into the back of reds. Maybe a chance of getting the cue ball in behind the yellow. Somewhere round about there would be nice. Just caught the reds a little bit too thin. That's not a good safety. Caught them too thick. But the reds just travelled a little bit nearer to the cushion than you would have wanted. A big shot, that. Now what's the damage? I think he's left one to the left corner. Missed the red, it can go anywhere. Red went into the pack of reds and left a chance.
One.
Well, he could be tempted to go into the reds again. Just drop it in for the red. Here's that left corner. This is where that little bit of luck comes in that we were talking about earlier. And he hasn't had any there. Not at first glance anyway. Possible plant. Could run away to the balk area. Oh well, there is a red that will go. And it's gone in. So for a moment, thought it wasn't on anything. Now he's got the game at his mercy.
All fractions, isn't it? I mean, I think he would have been unlucky not to be on one, but it looked, as you say, at first glance like he wasn't. Now it's up to him to do the damage, reassert himself in this final.
12. 13.
You've got to
20.
keep your concentration because it's so easy to miss an easy one. Get
21.
carried away with they're all easy. You've got to put full concentration into everything now. It's a massive frame, this.
Yeah, I guess this is where experience comes in, and he's got
28.
plenty of it, as we know, of winning titles in recent times. Don't get ahead of yourself. going to be strange compared to the last 2 years if he does win. Of course, he's had Jack with him, his brother, and great scenes of celebration, but players aren't allowed guests at the moment. So it's going to be a case of put the trophy in the car, drive home.
36.
But most important thing about that sentence is the trophy's in the car. It means he would have won it.
37.
Doesn't really want to go into the reds because there's plenty that will go.
44.
Well, may have to play for that red behind the black. He doesn't have to. Might just feel he can get close enough to it.
52.
No, he could have been the other side of that red. Again, he doesn't have to do it, but he could play the cannon to the red above the black, just to the right slightly. He's having a look to see if he plays the cannon to that red. He would be on the other one to the left corner. As I say, he doesn't have to. There's other shots that he could play. He's missed the cannon, but he's okay. He's on the other one to the right corner. In fact, he may even have deliberately missed the cannon.
Well, he's essentially 3 balls away from... In fact, he's on this one anyway to the left corner. 3 balls away from 8-5.
61.
Well, that was a rank bonus that to be on that red.
Sullivan won a big frame, didn't he, before the interval? But of course, the interval, it can break momentum. It's part of the challenge of these long matches. Trump has come out with purpose here. He needs this red. He should be 1 from the title. This is an excellent break, this.
Yeah, well, he did get the first chance. He played good safety shots. Forced the mistake from Trump, but missed that red to the right corner. And unfortunately, the red then went into the pack of reds and split them. That's how tight this final is. One shot cost you.
Well, they're the 2 top-ranked players in the world, of course. Trump 1, O'Sullivan 2. Meeting for the 3rd time in this final. And it's been great viewing. Early on, it was a bit scrappy, but as I say, one thing for sure is they've been fighting for every point. O'Sullivan has got to really fight now. He's going to be 3 down with 4 left. Not beyond him by any means, but Trump, he's looking for one more chance potentially to get this one. He's already had a century in frame 7, and this is a very timely one, isn't it, in frame 13.
100.
Ah, we've got the applause.
It's his 9th of the tournament. Of course, he made a maximum in round 2.
101.
Now made 30 this season.
$107.
If in doubt, just change hands.
Yeah, and he looks comfortable, doesn't he? You know, he gets down to play right-handed, his opposite hand, and he looks so comfortable.
Well, this is going to be a special one to continue.
15.
Cut back. Not to beat, but 115. Terrific break.
So Trump on 115. And look,
After O'Sullivan just faltered, Judd Trump didn't. And he's now one away from winning this title again. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 8-5. This is the trophy that Judd Trump has had possession of for the last 2 years, named in honour of the great Alex Higgins, twice world champion and the people's champion, who created such excitement when snooker was just breaking through as a television sport. And Judd Trump and Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, in recent years have created plenty of excitement
thank you, Ronnie.
of their own. There may be some more to come tonight. It's down to O'Sullivan, who's 8-5 down, to try and mount a comeback.
14th frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Judd Trump 1 frame away from his 19th ranking event success. It would put him 6th on the all-time list on his own. At the moment he's tied with Neil Robertson and Mark Selby.
Well, mistake for sure. Caught the reds too thick. Now, what can O'Sullivan do? He had to sit out all the last frame. Having a little smile to himself, because this isn't the best angle on the black. On the red to get to the black.
1.
You could see the screw back hitting that red. And not the best angle on the black. May have to play for that red nearest the left corner.
Eight.
Now, I think the great thing about Ronnie O'Sullivan is that I never see him panic. Even when he's
9.
all the way down in frames, he just seems to get on with his job. Doesn't realise that he could lose if he misses this one or that one. Great belief in himself.
16.
Reds to both middles, but neither one of them easy. Excellent. Straightforward, because he's not straight enough on the black to play for the red. That's closest to it. Really want to play cannons going into the reds.
24.
And fourth black coming up.
$32.
Well, they're nicely placed for a maximum. But at this moment in time, he'll be thinking about frame.
33.
By potting that one, it releases 2 more into that same pocket. A little too straight on the black. So
40.
We'll see if he's thinking maximum now, because he should play for the blue or one of the boat colours here.
$41.
Well, Judd Trump's £5 is safe, but the frame is, as Joe says, the most important thing.
Absolutely. If it had been 100,000 for the maximum, it might have been different.
$46. $47.
Well, this is, I think, what he needs to do, isn't it? Try and get in, kill frames off quickly, because it's a pretty intimidating sight for anyone to have to watch this. Jimmy was saying in the interval.
54. 55.
Yeah, just overhit it. Lets out a gasp. As I say, he doesn't really want to play into the reds, but he may feel that he's got no option here. Well,
60.
he's on one, but it's nasty.
61.
Still needs another red after this black, and this isn't a guaranteed black either. Nicely played. Does he ever feel pressure, this man?
68.
Well, he certainly looks calm as he goes about his business. One more red required to get to the snooker's required stage. Just checking the scoreboard.
Yeah, missed a couple of those thick. So he made the adjustment.
Well, 6-minute frame plus whatever's left here, but it looks like we're going into another one.
$74. 75.
I think he's actually enjoying it now, really do. He's asked a lot of questions of himself during this break and answered them all.
82.
He made a 130 in frame 8, which came after Trump's 128 in frame 7. Of course, Trump's just made 115.
He just has a little wince there, kick that he got. He doesn't bother having the white ball cleaned. The green, maybe? Yes.
93.
Absolutely brilliant.
Foul. Judd Trump 7. Ronnie Sullivan.
So the break ends at 93. A quick kill in frame 14 for Ronnie O'Sullivan, looking to put pressure on the world number 1, Judd Trump, who now leads 8-6. Welcome back. So a 93 break from Ronnie O'Sullivan has extended this final 8-6 to Trump. There's people backstage waiting to move in to rebadge this set for the UK Championship, which starts tomorrow. Not yet, though. It's not done yet. This is why O'Sullivan, with a very swift break there, not quite the century, played a great shot on the green to develop reds, just didn't get on one. But he won the frame, 8-6.
This is 15th frame. Judd Trump to break.
Must get a good break off. And gets a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball, which swings the cue ball further in behind the yellow, and he's covered the red that he's pushed out. There is another red to the right corner, but too dangerous to take on, you would think.
He's fought hard all tournament, he's fought hard all day, still fighting. Of course, he knows at this stage, you know, one error, one slip up could be over the standard that we're playing at. Trump also knows, though, that one error from him, he's just seen it in the last frame. O'Sullivan steps in, and suddenly we're going into another frame.
Yes, now that that red went into the balk area, he couldn't play safe off it, so now the safety play down this end of the table, the black end, and the balls will gradually become open. The snooker is a bonus, if it is one. He was playing the cue on the black cushion. Didn't get enough screw into the cue ball, and this is a half chance. I think the red will go to the right middle. Not easy by any means, but it's a free go. He's not going to leave anything easy.
One.
Nicely played. He's off again. And it's a nice table. Well, it was a poor safety shot that cost Trump the last frame. He caught the angles of that left corner, and it wasn't a good safety shot.
No.
And he played last time he came to the table. It's not like he's missing. The red will go to the left middle, but it's tough. and leaves plenty on if he doesn't get it. Well, this one's a little easier. I didn't think he could see this one.
17.
So the game's most successful break builder is in again.
Oh, he's looking good, David, isn't he? He really is. But he's got to keep his concentration. One thing he very rarely does is miss easy balls. He does do occasionally, but very rarely.
32.
What he seems to have got a lot better at in sort of later career, if you like, is recovering in matches where he's been struggling. I mentioned the one with Selby at the Crucible. At 7-3, Trump was a heavy favourite. But O'Sullivan now is starting to make the breaks.
39.
Can reel frames off in no time at all. The last one was only 8 minutes.
40.
And now left the cue ball short on the pink, so he can start picking off the reds in the other end of the table. And he's got numerous ones that he can play for. He's not in trouble, he's just giving it a lot of thought. Play for any number of the reds.
46.
Again, clever shot he's played there. Played for the green or brown, but always knew if he was short, he was on the yellow. Just waiting for a chance. Will he get one?
55.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not like some of the earlier frames where it was a scrap and O'Sullivan was falling over the line. These are now one visit frames.
57. 58.
So he needs another red.
Yes, and it's not going to be an easy one, whichever way he plays it. Looking at taking the red to the green pocket. Has he just travelled too far?
65.
Again, he gave a little gasp. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, he's not just coming back, he's coming back. Making breaks. That's gone wrong, but snooker's required. That was effectively frame ball, that red.
74.
And it goes anyway. So we're definitely going into another frame. And Ronnie O'Sullivan is starting to play some of his best snooker of the day. At exactly the right time, he's missed the black, but surely the frame is his. So a frame of 8 minutes followed by a frame of just under 10. And Ronnie O'Sullivan from 8-5 down has cut the gap to just 1. Judd Trump now leads only 8-7. Breaks in 93 and 74. Ronnie O'Sullivan has come back from 8-5 to 8-7. Potting some delightful balls along the way. He's really dominated the last 2.
66.
Onus now on Trump if he gets a chance, and at the moment it's a big if, but if he gets a chance, can he produce the goods? I guess the omens are good in terms of the scoreline. 2018 final he won 9-7, and last year he won 9-7. But can O'Sullivan take this final to a decider?
I say the same thing. Needs a good break off. And that's not the best. That could be very expensive. Down the pressure. Maybe getting to Trump. Hasn't left anything easy, but he has left a half chance. If Ronnie wants to take this one on. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What can you say about this man?
Well, I think one thing that's true is, you know, he's not necessarily renowned for comebacks. He's renowned for getting in front and burying people. This is the other side of it, isn't it? Digging in, producing your best snooker when it really counts in a final.
Yeah, and he did dig in earlier, didn't he? Really did dig in. Fought some hard battles. Fought some hard frames.
No.
Red there, that will go in the middle of that cluster, but had
16.
to be very accurate with the positional shot, which he is.
17.
Might just play a little cannon to the red above and to the right of the black. Again, brilliant shot, judged to perfection.
24.
And he might open more reds up here.
25.
Just lost the cue ball a little. Didn't quite catch them thick enough. Not easy to get to the next red from there. Got to remember, he's got to make sure of the pot rather than the position.
$32.
Too high.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 32.
Too high, just too high.
Yeah, well called, Joe. It had a go, didn't it? In the end, of just dropping.
Ronnie
I
O'Sullivan,
thought it was going to
32.
drop there, look. And then just rattled.
Well, Trump hasn't potted a ball since he made the century in frame 13.
1.
So
Well, this is his chance, David.
exactly, this is his chance. Now let's see how he's feeling. He missed that long red earlier in the frame off the break-off. Didn't get too close to it. He sat out the 2 frames from O'Sullivan, who started to produce the goods. So let's see how Trump responds.
Well, if he's straight on the red, he's going to have to play for one of the baulk colours again. Would have liked a little angle on this red to go down towards the black. So not a good shot on the green, really.
5.
The red to the right of the pink spot. Looks to be a red that he could play for, but he's got other plans in mind. It's the blue that's causing him a problem. To screw past the blue is not going to be ideal on the red to the right of the pink. And I don't think he can screw directly to the red. Now that was the problem.
7.
It would help if the pink went into this left corner. All stemmed from that first shot when he potted the green and finished straight on the red. It was an easy shot to leave himself the right angle on the red. See,
10.
yep, I think he's on the red and he can get to the black or pink now. Choice of reds, in fact. Well, that's developed more reds. 2 reds just above and to the right of the black are available.
$18. 19.
Himself the wrong side of straight. He's going towards the cushion. Would have liked, yep, would have liked to have been absolutely straight. And it made a difference because
26.
now he's got to go back up for one of the baulk colours. Don't think he can hold for the pink.
27.
It's okay, it's nicely on the yellow, a little screw back, choice of 2 reds. The green, it prefers a right-handed, well, he switched to right-handed. What a time to switch to right-handed.
30.
This is on a knife edge now. It's advantage trump because he's at the table, but still work to do.
31.
Yes, he's left an angle on the black to be able to go into those 3 reds. Yes, he could play for the other red, the loose one, but he needs those 3 reds open. Does he do it now? Or in a moment? He's done it now, and they've split lovely.
38.
Yeah, he's given himself now every chance to complete a
13.
hat-trick of Northern Ireland Open titles. A special event for him. It was the start of his great run, of course, 2 years ago. Every final he's played Ronnie O'Sullivan. Is it going to be 9-7, 9-7, 9-7? That would be incredible.
Well, it's down to
46.
Trump now. And his heart will be pumping, make no mistake about that.
47.
He's got to hold himself together. Just a few more shots.
54.
Well, it showed true bottle, hasn't it? After what's been thrown at him, to get one chance.
Absolutely, didn't pot a ball for 2 frames. O'Sullivan was playing like the Ronnie O'Sullivan that we've seen for the last 3 decades at the top level. So Judd Trump needs the red and O'Sullivan
62.
needs snookers. Is there going to be one late twist here? No, there's not. The red goes in. Well, every credit to Judd Trump, the way he's won this frame, because he was bang under it, the way O'Sullivan was coming back at him. He was 7 years of age when Stephen Hendry won the 1996 UK Championship.
69.
That's the last time the same player won the same ranking event 3 years running. It's a very
71.
rare feat. And he's done it each year, beating Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final.
74.
In this battle for supremacy at the top of the game, the world #1 has prevailed over the world champion. And suddenly he can relax. Great break.
Brilliant.
Ranking event number 19 for Judd Trump. He's 11th in 2 years. It all started at this event in 2018. So it's a hat-trick of Northern Ireland Open titles for Judd Trump. Really exciting final in the end, and what a great break from Judd Trump after O'Sullivan put him under pressure, reeling off 2 frames in no time at all. At 89, Trump the winner, 9-7. Well, what a thrilling match it turned into, and every credit to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He really dug in, he scrapped it out, and just as he was starting to play his best snooker, Judd Trump stepped in, and I think he would have felt, I have to take this out here, because O'Sullivan, as I say, was starting to make the breaks, but Judd Trump it is, the world #1, yet another title. What a player he's turned into.
Well, it really was a fantastic final, and our congratulations to Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump for playing their part in it. Let's have a quick word with our runner-up firstly. Sadly, Ronnie, if you want to make your way to the mic stand, we'll have a quick chat with you. Firstly, commiserations, but it really was a fantastic comeback. Close but no cigar, Ronnie.
Yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? I've just enjoyed the whole week, to be honest with you. I've had a fantastic time, really enjoyed playing. I wish I could have enjoyed playing like this earlier on in my career, and just had so much fun, you know. I know there's no crowds, but, you know, just playing on these conditions, the table was playing lovely. You know, it was hard at the start of the week, but even that was a challenge in itself. You know, you had to kind of find a way to perform on it, and to play on this table for 3 days was fantastic, you know. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, when I come in at the start of the week, I probably would have took a quarter-final because I needed a little run, you know. So, for me to make the final, I'm really happy, you know. I beat some good players, and you know, I tried tonight. I just wasn't good enough. You know, you know, you can't afford to miss balls against Judd. You know, he's by far, you know, the best player in the world at the moment, and you know, you just can't. You know, it's like Hendry and Davis when they're in their prime. You know, you get so many chances, but if you don't take them, then you know you're going to get punished.
Yeah, usually you're the front runner as well in major finals. And today you were chasing a lot. It was great to watch from an outsider's perspective because you kept digging in, and towards the end of that match, your game was just at a fantastic level.
But it didn't feel like I was digging in. I was just enjoying it so much. You know, I was having so much fun out there. Like I said, you know, I was just enjoying competing, enjoying playing. You know, I've been 7 frames up in the world final and felt like I was digging in, just not enjoying it. But you know, I've really, you know, that's the key. You know, if you can enjoy what you do, you know, that's great. You know. And hopefully hopefully we're in different halves in the UK and we can play in the final of the UK. That'd be great. You know, you want to test your game against, you know, the best. I'm sure that session there today will do me good in the long run, you know.
Yeah, it was fantastic to watch. And just finally, social media went into meltdown throughout the evening session when you were maybe 50, 60, 70 behind and kept playing on. Is this something we're going to continue to see or not?
Well, I don't practice much at home, so for me this is the best place to get practice, you know. So I just thought I want to get as much table time as I can. And, you know, I wasn't trying to put balls safe and make the frame long. I just wanted to get a chance and clear the balls up, you know, and just you know, I just enjoy playing. And when you're enjoying playing, you know, you want to pop balls. You know, it's you just love the game. And you know, my table at the club, if it played like this, I'd be over the moon. But this table just plays so lovely that, you know, I just come to the conclusion that, you know, this is as good as places anywhere to get table time. You know, so yeah, I've done it every match this tournament. I'm probably going to do it for the rest of my career now. I know the commentators are probably sitting there thinking we want to go home, but you know, it'll be the short straw if they draw me to commentate on me there. They'll be hating it.
Listen, well done for playing your part in a great final. I know it's such an old cliche, but sadly that had to be a runner-up, and that was you this time. But we commend you for just a brilliant performance. Well done, Ronnie. Better luck next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now. Ronnie O'Sullivan there, fantastic performance. It was close, as I said, but no cigar. And it gives me great pleasure again to introduce Judd, if you want to step up, the Northern Ireland Open champion for a third year on the bounce. How does that feel?
Amazing, really. To win any tournament is tough nowadays. It's my second one of the season so far, so made a brilliant start, very consistent, and yeah, same again today. I played some good snooker.
Yeah, you just couldn't shake him off. He kept coming back and kept coming back. There was a fantastic break at the end to win it. But what were you thinking sitting down there seeing that comeback from Ronnie?
It's the same every time. If you get a lead, you're never comfortable. It's like playing any of the top players. He rattles off the frame so quick. I mean, every time I make a mistake, you literally just want to set the ball. You know this frame's over, and you just can't leave anything on. So it is that simple. If you leave something on, you've lost the frame.
Lots, of course, has been made and will be made, and rightly so, in the newspapers over the next few days. The fact that you have retained it now for a third consecutive year. The last time that was done was obviously Stephen Hendry in the mid-90s with the UK. That's an incredible achievement. You must be very proud of that.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's good. It's just, for me, it's just about winning and enjoying it as much as possible. I'm enjoying playing snooker, enjoying the challenge, playing the likes of Ronnie, enjoying just trying to get better, keep improving, just keep taking my game to new levels. And for me, I'm delighted with just sort of how I closed out the game, because he was looking like going 8-all. He had the momentum. It could have easily lost 9-8. So for me, just making these big clearances under pressure is important as well. Yeah,
and another win for you against Ronnie in a final. I know he's over your shoulder, but up until tonight, you'd met in 9 finals. You'd won 6 of them. That, of course, takes it to 7-3 now. You must be just confident, irrelevant of who your opponent is, every time you get to a final.
Yeah, it don't matter who I play in the final. I want to win. And I mean, against Ronnie, I always play well because I know I've got to play well. Against other people, maybe not so much. So, you know, if you leave him a chance, the frame's over, and that makes me raise my game. And I enjoy just trying to learn from him, keep improving from him, and hopefully we can play again in the next final.
Okay, and just finally as well, we were standing here a few weeks back. You beat Neil Robertson in a thrilling final in the English. You've just beaten Ronnie in the Northern Irish. We've got the Scottish coming up. You've got every chance of winning that. And then, of course, the Welsh in the new year. A message for Barry Hearn, who took this £1 million carrot away?
Give me my £1 million.
Yeah, okay. Listen, congratulations to both of you, to Ronnie as well. A fantastic final, and congratulations to you as well, Judd, the new Northern Ireland Open champion. Let me hand over to our MC, Phil Seymour, to dish out the cash, shall we say.
Your winner, collecting the winner's medal, the Alex Higgins Trophy, prize money of £70,000, and the title of 2020 Matchroom Live Northern Ireland Open champion, the ace in the pack, Judd Trump.
Yes, it's another trophy for Judd Trump.